So we have seen that a number 10 to power 41 is coming in the ratio of smallest and largest lengths of the universe. That number was also coming in smallest and largest time interval of the universe, and square of this number was coming in the smallest and largest masses of universal objects. So this number is coming again and again. So why this number is coming again? So let me explain a very simple answer. This is related to fundamental energy of the universe. So fundamental energy of the universe is governed by this Einstein equation, E is equal to mc square. From this equation, the energy of universe is constant, and this energy determines the mass, length and time. So this energy is the factor that is determining the mass, length and time. If you see what are the units associated, so mass is mass, that means in kilogram, meter per second, this is velocity or speed, this is in meter per second and square of that. So here you can see that E is directly proportional to kilogram. So this is mass is directly proportional to energy. Suppose there is a factor of smallest and largest energy, and this mass is directly proportional to this constant energy, but these are in square. So in this time, second and length, so this is length, this is time, and this is mass, length by time. So that's why length is squared is in this formula. So if we take length 10 to power 41 square, so this is true for length. Now let us see for time. So what we have, 10 to power 41, again square here, and this is already square. So what we get, 10 to power 41 square. So this phenomena is related to fundamental energy of the universe. This energy was released when universe was created, and that energy has determined how much mass will be there in the universe, what will be the ratio between smallest and largest distances, and what will be the ratio between smallest and largest time intervals. Because of this fundamental energy that was released when universe was created, these fundamental constants appear in this way. 10 to power 41 square already for mass. Since these are here in square, so directly 10 to power 41 and then we square them. So that's the reason. The fundamental energy of the universe is the reason behind this. Now let us see range and order for time intervals. So lifespan of most unstable particle. So this is 10 to power minus 24 second. Time required for light to cross a nuclear distance. So light is crossing distance of a nucleus. So what we get, 10 to power minus 22. So how did we calculate this? So nuclear distance is 10 to power minus 14 meter, and speed of light is 3 into 10 to power minus 8. So in this way what we get? We get 10 to power minus 22 seconds. Okay. Because this is approximate distance, it can be 2 into 10 to the power 14 or 3 into 10 to the power 14, but we are approximating it. So we get 10 to the power minus 22. Period of X-rays. So again X-ray is also a vibration. You know that these are vibrations. So X-rays are also a vibration. That period of vibration, time period of X-rays is 10 to the power minus 19 second. Period of atomic vibrations, again time period of atomic vibration 10 to the power minus 15 second. Period of light wave, that means time period, that is also 10 to the power minus 15 second. Lifetime of an excited state of an atom. So we will see this later. What is the excited state of an atom? This is 10 to the power minus 8 second. Time period of for radio waves 10 to the power minus 6 second. Time period for a sound wave, that is 10 to the power minus 3 second. Wink of an eye, that we winks our eye, so that is 10 to power minus 1 second, that means 0.1 second. Time between successive human heartbeats, that is 10 to the power 0 second, that takes around 1 second, so that's why 10 to power 0. Travel time from light from moon to earth, that is also 10 to power 0 second, because it is around 1.3 second, around 1.3. Time taken by light from sun to earth, that is 10 to power 2 seconds. Again this is 8 minutes 20 seconds. So this is around 500 seconds. So this is around 500 seconds. So it is little bit wrong. So this must be 10 to power 3, but we can consider it 10 to power 2. Time period of a satellite, this is 10 to power 4 second. 10 to power 4 second means this is about less than a day, few hours. Rotation period of earth, 10 to power 5 seconds. Rotation and revolution periods of moon, this is 10 to power 6 second. You must know that rotation and revolution period of moon is around 29 days, around 28 to 29 days. So this is one order higher than the rotation of earth. Revolution period of earth is 10 to power 7 second. We have already seen this was 3.15 into 10 to power 7 seconds. Travel time for light from nearest star, this is 10 to power 8 second. Again see, this is a very large number. Light has very high velocity, still it is taking 10 to power 8 second. That means years, many years, 4 or 5 years, 10 years from nearest star. Average human lifespan, so what is the average human lifespan is 10 to power 9 second, that means about 60-70 years. Age of Egyptian pyramid is 10 to power 11 second, that means around 4000 years. Egyptian pyramids are about 5000 years old. Time since dinosaurs become extinct, that you know that dinosaurs become extinct millions of years ago, so that is 10 to power 15 second. And what is the age of universe? That is 10 to power 17 seconds. So this is very large number, this is billions of years. If you calculate this, this is billions of years. So in all these things we see a fundamental ratio, that is 10 to power 41. And why that is coming? That is coming because the fundamental energy associated with the universe at the time of its beginning. Now let us come to main topic of this chapter, that is accuracy, precision and instruments and errors in measurements. So that is the major topic of this chapter. So we have already learned that measurement is the basic of science and technology, especially in physics. Measurements are very necessary. But with every instrument and every measure, there is an uncertainty is attached, that is called error, because we cannot measure everything perfectly accurately. An example is that suppose you go to the market and when you purchase, let us say you are purchasing some apple, 1 kg apple. So when you ask for 1 kilogram of apple, so it is not necessary that the weighing balance will show exact 1 kg. If you put more precise weights there, more precise, so this might be 1.001 kg. Suppose even if you make this 0, so there might be difference of much smaller. So here what we see, that this is never ending problem. So we cannot measure anything completely accurately, never measure that. Similarly with the length, suppose if you measure this length with the help of a meter scale and you say this is 4.7 centimeter. Now you take a much precise scale and then you find this is not 4.7 centimeter, this is 4.71. Then you make it correct to 4.70. Again you measure this with much more precise instrument and you find that it is not 4.70, it is 4.704. Again you make it more precise. Now you take further precise measurement, further precise instrument, and then you find this is 4.7003. So this is a never ending problem. So any measurement can never be fully accurate, because of the errors in the instruments. So there is always some uncertainty that this measurement can be wrong, and that uncertainty is called in physical terms error. So error in physical terms is that what is the uncertainty associated with some measurement. So every quantity that is calculated based on measure value has an error. So now let us understand two terms, what is accuracy, what is precision. So let us first see the definition, then I will give one very good example. The accuracy of a measurement is measure how close the measure value is to true value. So we are seeing that how close the measure value is equal to true value. Okay. Now second, precision means tells what resolution of time the quantity is measured. So definitely what is the limit the quantity is measured. So precision is what resolution or limit the quantity is measured. So let us see, let us understand what is the meaning of this. Suppose we have a dartboard. And we have two friends A and B. So both have 10 darts. Okay, both have 10 darts. And this is our spots where we have to hit. Now let us say first A is trying to throw his darts on this dartboard. So A is hitting like this, this, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So if you see, every time A will hit at different place, but A is hitting near to this target. So this target is our accurate value and A is hitting near to this. There might be case where one or two darts will hit on the target, but you see there is some difference between different darts of A. Now let us say B. So B is hitting something like this. B is hitting here. So here what you can see, B has missed the target much than A. So A has hit much more than target. So A is near to true value, but is difference between different value of A is much more than B. So this finding all points near equal, this is called precise, and finding points near the actual value is called accuracy. Okay, so accuracy and precision.